Namaste. Hello, everyone. Just tell me if you can hear me well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. It's wonderful to see a lot of familiar names on the list today. And just so happy to connect with all of you. One of the main intentions of this program was to see how can we connect with each other in a more meaningful way and do something together for ourselves and for the larger world. So thank you for joining today, and hopefully you will continue to walk with me on this path for the next 7 weeks and beyond. I'm going to start with the prayer to our teacher Krishnamacharya and then Sahana Bhavatu. So please make sure you're so that you can hear me and we don't have any external disturbance. श्रीकृष्णवागीशयतीश्वराभ्याम् सम्प्राप्तचक्राङ्कणभाष्यसारम् श्रीनूत्नरङ्गेन्द्रयतौ समर्पितस्वम् श्रीकृष्णमार्यं गुरुवर्यमीडे शतताराकृतोदयम् योगाचार्यं कृष्णमार्यं गुरुवर्यमहं भजे श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीना पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणं सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् श्रीमते अनन्ताय नागराजाय नमो नमः। I think this is going to be a very special collective journey at this point of time for all of us. It will help for us to take a few minutes to just write down, just form this intention in your mind. What will be the highest intention for yourself, for your family, for your community, and for the larger world through this practice? Take a few minutes to reflect, and if you like to write down or put it down in the chat box, please do that. So I'm just going to read out my intention. My highest intention for this practice, the smooth, effortless journey together, gathering momentum, supported by all conditions within and without, towards collective inner transformation and outer manifestation, being part of the healing wave sweeping through the whole world, bringing strength, healing, greater harmony, and understanding. So, this situation that we are in is almost surreal, something that we have never experienced in the past, and hopefully, we would never experience this kind of a magnitude of a problem sweeping through the whole world ever again in future. But it's a wake up call, I would say. And so, for all of us, I'm assuming those of us who are here together today are in some way privileged. We have a home, we have food to eat, we are reasonably healthy. We also have a mind that can expand beyond looking at the problem and being consumed by the problem to look at what is that we can do collectively, like gathering together for this practice. Yeah. So what is that we can do for the healing of the world? This is a question that many of us have been talking about. That we, because we are locked down in the house, because we don't have access to many things that we are so conditioned to, we are starting to look at what is that I can do, what is that I can do right now. But I think for me, more than what is that we can do, because we are doing a lot. Some of us in India who are used to a lot of house help are now scrubbing and cleaning and washing and cooking all the time. It's a lot of work, which many of us are not used to for a long time. And of course, we are so busy with the telephone, the WhatsApp, the internet, the news, and we are just bombarded with too many things. And time will just fritter away, And I think this time that we have in our country, they said it's a 21-day lockdown, and we've already passed 1 week. And I just feel that this time is so precious for all of us. The time will just fly and it will just go away, and then we will be back to our usual life. Hopefully, things will settle down more quickly. But what can we do right now? I think more than looking at what we can do right now, how can we act right now? I think the how of the action seems to be more important. And this is where I draw from the Yoga Sutra. How do we act? What is the spirit of our action? Tapas, Swadhyaya, and Ishvara Pranidhana. Kriya Yoga. How should our actions be? Kriya Yoga is really about looking at what kind of quality, what kind of spirit can we bring into every action in our daily life, from the moment we wake up to the time we go to sleep, including sleep, which is an action. Yeah. So how do we create conditions for Kriya Yoga this time? So probably we could look at Kriya Yoga, Tapas, Svadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana as a mantra for this week, and see how to bring these qualities into our practice, into every action in our daily life. What does tapas mean? Tapas means to burn, to purify, using heat as a medium to purify. The heat can be the digestive fire that's cooking the food, the heat of the mind that can see with clarity, understand, and take actions in the right direction, the fire of awareness, the inner awareness, to be able to see things for what they are and respond to the reality with greater clarity and responsibility. So this is tapas. So how can we bring this quality of purification in every action, like the thoughts I think, the intentions that I hold, what I take in to myself through my senses, what is that my mind is engaging with? There's just so much out there that I need to really learn to sift through and see what is that I'm taking in. Is that helping me to purify myself, or is it defiling me? Is it creating more blockages, more anxiety, more anger, whatever that might be? I think it is our individual responsibility to look at that tapas. And this is where pranayama comes. And I'm so grateful that I got to study in this tradition and I practice in this tradition. Krishnamacharya, our teacher, held the breath supreme to everything else. And he taught how important that the breath is in practice yoga. That's what he used to say. And so you look at this condition, it's a respiratory illness. We want to strengthen our respiratory system. It's something that attacks people with low immunity. So we want to improve our immunity and help others to improve their immunity. It's something that's causing so much of anxiety. So we want something to calm our mind, and just this one tool takes care of everything, right? Breathing. So that's why pranayama. And pranayama is simply establishing a certain relationship with our breath, a conscious relationship with our breath. So we learn to be with our breath in a more comfortable way. And the breath is our internal barometer. Whenever the mind is disturbed, whenever the body is uncomfortable, whenever there is illness, whatever may be the symptoms, it will show in our breath immediately. Don't have to wait for a few minutes. It's immediately impacting our breath. Therefore, if I can work with my breath in a very conscious way and cultivate that relationship with my breath, then I can change what's happening in my body. I can change my state of mind. Yeah, that is what the breath can do. And therefore, tapas is a form of purifying the channels through which the prana flows. Pranayama is simply a way of extending the prana within the system. And how do I extend the prana within the system? It has its own flow. All that I can do is purify the channels through which the prana can flow. And breathing, therefore, is a form of purifying the channels through which the prana can flow. And so we use the prana, we use the digestive fire, we use the body for the purificatory process. And then as I'm doing my practice, one part of my mind has to maintain this quality of awareness, deep attention, to really observe, to really listen to myself, to everything that's happening, and see if I'm moving in the right direction. Swadhyaya. So whatever I'm studying, whatever I'm practicing, can I hold this sense of awareness continuously, this thread of awareness continuously? That is Swadhyaya. And this is such a precious time for those of us who've been so busy teaching yoga and moving out and of things in the world. Sit back and start taking some books and studying and reflecting on where we are in this journey and what is that we can offer to the world when we are able to come out and do that. Yeah, so Swadhyaya, awareness. And then this mind thinks that I am doing all this, I am able to do all this, I am contributing to the world healing, and this I, this me, this idea that that I'm separate from the world. And sometimes this I can become really big and notorious. So Ishvara Pranidhana. To understand that we are very, very small, very tiny, and this is what the corona has taught us. We are so small and insignificant in the world with everything, all the power that we are able to put together with science and technology and the goodwill of the. Still, we seem to be struggling to understand what really we need to do. So, Ishvara Pranidhana is to really say that I am doing my best and I can only do my best, what is within my control. And whatever I do, my thoughts, my intentions, my actions, and whatever may be the outcome of my action, I offer it to the larger intelligence. I offer it to the whole world. Na mama. Namaha simply means nothing is mine. And so we begin our actions, we continue through our actions, and we end our actions and offer the results to something higher. And let that energy, that intelligence guide our actions in our life. So this quality of tapas, svadhyaya, ishvara pranidhana, how can we bring it into our breathing practice is what we will look at. So for now, if you can just sit with your back erect. Okay, the posture is very important for pranayama. We need to find a posture. So you can sit, if you're sitting in the ground, you can sit in Brahmasana, which is a half Padmasana posture, or Padmasana or Siddhasana, which is very good. You can also sit in Vajrasana. Any posture where the spine is erect and the spine, your neck and head are aligned. Yeah. And the most important thing is you are comfortable, completely. Even though they are actively working to support the posture, they are very relaxed. They're not struggling too much. So there is no tightness, there is no unnecessary contraction of certain parts of the body. So the prana can flow easily and the breathing can be comfortable. Okay, so find your comfortable posture. It's very important that We find a posture where we can be stable, comfortable, and to a large extent bring stillness into the body. And that's why asana is so important before pranayama. So the stillness in the body will help us to transcend the body and work with the breath. And then we have to work with stilling the breath, which is what we will move towards as we progress. Okay, so assume a comfortable posture, back erect. Just throw your head back, stretch the back of your neck, and bring your chin down to Jalindra Bandha. So you'll feel that your upper back has lengthened comfortably. Make sure your lower back is not too arched and hold the lower abdomen in slightly. If you're sitting in a chair, make sure your feet are comfortably planted on the ground. Try not to lean back on the chair. Sit slightly forward and make sure the spine is erect. Take a few minutes to completely relax your posture. So bring your awareness to your feet, to your ankles. Relax each part as I go through each part. The shin and the calves. Relax your knees, your thighs, the seat. Relax your hips, the lower abdomen, the lower back is relaxed. Particularly the lower back has to be relaxed. The mid back and the upper back. The upper back is lengthened. The chest is relaxed and the upper abdomen is relaxed. There's freedom for the diaphragm to move. Your shoulders are relaxed. The arms are relaxed. The neck deep inside your throat. The back of your head. The sides of your head. Your face is relaxed. The top of your head. Forehead. Just sweep your awareness from the top of the head all the way down to your feet and observe if any part needs to be relaxed a little more. Take a few deep breaths to completely relax your body. Disengage the mind from any distractions, any preoccupations. Just empty the mind quietly. So the first step in pranayama, once you have established a comfortable posture, once you have taken care of preparing for the posture through asana practice, ensuring that you have not eaten just before the practice, and ideally you have digested the previous meal. Find a comfortable place where you're least disturbed. Once all the external and the internal conditions are taken care of, make sure you keep your eyes closed. I'm going to take off my video so I don't distract you. Bring your hand to the upper abdomen. Just one hand, just place it on your upper abdomen and begin to watch your breath. So, the first step is to make a connection to your breath and bringing conscious awareness to the breath. Just observe your breathing. Your hand is comfortably placed in the upper abdomen, just above the navel, and you're watching your breath. Feel the gentle expansion and relaxation of the abdomen, and observe the quality of your breath. Even though the conscious mind may be engaged with observing the breath, there is a lot happening at a deeper level. So just very gently hold your attention to the breath without regulating, without manipulating. Just be the witness. This is the first step. This will be the last step as we progress. Can I just be the witness to whatever is happening right now? Let the thoughts come and go, it doesn't matter. Just keep bringing the attention back to the breath again and again. And observe that there is a very short natural pause after every exhalation. Become aware of that space of quietness, of stillness, just before the next breath is born. Keep dropping all efforts to regulate. And enjoy meeting the breath. Every breath is fresh and nascent. When we are with the breath, we are completely rooted in the present moment. Everything in this world is breathing right now. The trees and the plants, the animals, every organism is breathing. And we're just breathing with them. Connect with the natural rhythm of the breath. There's nothing to do, just watch. You will already observe that as we bring our awareness to the breath is already changed. It's no more natural. And now move your hand to the lower abdomen, below the navel. Just keep your hand there while we watch the exhalation. At the end of the exhalation, just pause and wait and just let the inhalation happen by itself. It's very subtle and passive. Let the breath just flow in without making any effort. Observe the quality of your exhalation now. And now slowly we will begin to extend the exhalation step by step. So allow the inhalation to happen. Bring your awareness to the lower abdomen, to the hand in your lower abdomen. And start exhaling by gently drawing the lower abdomen in and relaxing the chest. Pause briefly after the exhalation and then let the inhalation happen. Bring the awareness to the lower abdomen. Exhale, drawing the lower abdomen in and slightly out. Allow the chest to completely relax as you draw the abdomen in. Pause and then start inhaling. So slowly begin to extend the exhalation. We don't have to count. Just work with the sensation of the breath. And as you continue to extend the exhalation by slowly, gently drawing the lower abdomen in and up, relaxing the chest, you will begin to feel a very gentle sensation at the base of your throat. So bring your awareness to that. If you don't feel any sensation, it doesn't matter. Just keep extending the exhalation. Drawing the lower abdomen in and up is to bring the impurities to the seat of the fire that is located around the navel. And pause briefly to hold the impurities close to the fire. And then let the inhalation happen by itself. So it's already 33 minutes since we started. So I'm just going to ask you to take a brief break. Don't go away. Maybe you can get up or sit down and stretch. Do a very gentle forward bend, maybe in Vajrasana, move to Chakravakasana, or just do a standing Uttanasana. Focusing on the lower abdomen, breathing out, drawing the lower abdomen in and up, relaxing the chest completely, and stretching the spine and the back of the legs. Do a few times. And I'll come back in 3 minutes. you had a good break, even though it was short, something to just stretch your body so that we can sit back and get into the practice. Power of exhalation. Just simple exhalation. So exhalation helps to calm the nervous system, to activate our parasympathetic system, to move from the sympathetic mode to a more relaxed way to experience our body and the reality. Exhalation helps, particularly the way we are doing it by drawing the lower abdomen in and up. We activate the digestive fire. We are removing the impurities. So when the digestion becomes stronger, it in turn helps to improve our immune system. When we remove the blockages in the system, it helps the system to kick back into a more healthier state. All the physiological processes begin to function better. And above all, our state of mind, as the mind becomes clearer, we're able to make better decisions. We're able to see reality with greater clarity. And we're able to act more mindfully. So many of our friends have started teaching yoga online, and many people are teaching everybody at home. So we have a lot of captive audience at home. Maybe we are also starting to teach the pets. I don't know. Some of you have pets at home. Teaching how to exhale is very important. This is one of the first things that we teach in our course, how to exhale better. So starting the exhalation, initiating the exhalation from the lower abdomen, gently, very gently drawing the lower abdomen in and up, relaxing the chest simultaneously so that it is a very comfortable single sweep of breath rather than abdomen going in and then the chest relaxing. So it has to be one smooth movement through the exhalation. And as you extend the exhalation, you will begin to notice the ujjayi in your throat. You don't have to make any extra effort. Don't make any sound in the throat. Just a very subtle sensation of the breath extending and extending at the throat. Like holding a fine silk thread. Not tightening the throat, not tightening the neck. Holding the Jalandhara Bandha so that the ujjayi becomes a little more stronger. But make sure you're not tightening any of these areas around your throat, keeping the shoulders, your upper back relaxed. The spine lengthened. So as you sit, make sure your seat is comfortable, you're completely grounded to the earth. You surrender the weight of the body to the earth. And with each inhalation, you're trying to lengthen your spine, reaching up through the crown of your head to the sky. Feel the lengthening. Drop the shoulders back so that you can lift the chest up through the inhalation. But keep the inhalation very passive, very relaxed, effortless. Today, our focus is exhalation. How can we empty ourselves of whatever we have been gathering that we need to remove from our system? What we have been gathering through our senses, the information that we gather through the mind, our anxieties, the impurities that we gather through the food that we are eating. Hopefully, we are eating food that is more nourishing and purifying. But remember, when we are put in a position where we are not able to function the way we are used to, some of the tamasic tendencies come up, like binge watching TV, binge eating. Just being aware of this and using the exhalation to empty, to deepen the awareness. So if you feel a lot of heaviness in your lower abdomen, then we will bring more attention to the food and make sure we are not eating that which we cannot digest well. We're eating slowly, mindfully, chewing well. The exhalation can tell a lot about what is happening, what has happened, and what is also going to happen. Just the attention to the exhalation. So once again, bring your awareness to the exhalation and start exhaling longer and deeper. Allow the inhalation to happen as you straighten the back. Exhale from the lower abdomen, relaxing the chest. Okay, so I'm going to switch on my video so that you can watch me. So with pranayama, what we're going to do as we progress is we're going to look at how are we going to cultivate this relationship with the four components of the breath. The two primary components, our exhalation, the bahya vritti, our inhalation, the abhyantara vritti. Okay? And then the secondary components. So we can suspend our breath after exhalation. We can suspend our breath after inhalation. So there are four components of the breath. And then we find a way to anchor the mind and a place to regulate the breath. So desha, where do you regulate the breath? Where do you anchor the mind? So the desha can be the tongue, it can be the throat, it can be the nostrils, it can be any part of the body where you're holding your attention. So when we started the practice, we placed the hand on the upper abdomen, desha. Yeah? So wherever we are anchoring the mind is also desha. And then the third aspect is kala. Kala refers to establishing a certain rhythm with the breath. Kala simply means time. How long am I able to inhale? How long am I able to exhale? How long am I able to hold the breath after inhalation or exhalation or both comfortably? Okay, how much mastery do I have over the different components of the breath? And it is not simply the inhalation, exhalation, the hold independently. It is how do I establish a certain relationship between the different components or among the different components. This is kala. And this is usually expressed in a numerical ratio as we practice today. But originally it was using mantra, using mental chanting that will establish the length of the different components. So that's kala. What's more important is to remember that we need to have a beautiful rhythm with the breath. Like each breath should not be varying. That is a disturbed breath. So what is that pranayama is helping us to develop is cultivating a rhythmic way of breathing that will stabilize our heart rate, that will stabilize our nervous system, that will help all the physiological functions to work properly. Yeah, so that rhythm is very important, and that's what we try to cultivate through ratios. The third aspect is sankhya. So this is very important. uh, we might be able to focus on our asana practice and do a certain beautiful practice because asana holds our attention because it's very physical, it is tangible, it is gross. But pranayama is something that's more internal. So I might sit down to do my pranayama practice and I might suddenly remember I have forgotten to make a phone call, or I don't know if I have kept something on the stove and my mind is distracted, and I can abort the practice very quickly and move away. So establishing a certain boundary for the practice is very important. And this is what Sankhya does. Sankhya means number. How many breaths, how many breath cycles am I determining for my practice? And if I decide I am going to breathe 12 breaths or 24 breaths or 48 breaths or 80 breaths, whatever that might be, I determine that right in the beginning of my practice and stay with it. Usually, it takes a certain number of breath cycles for your mind to quieten down. And on an everyday basis, if you really watched, you will reach a point, which is your threshold, where the mind suddenly becomes acutely aware and more attentive. So that is the starting point for Sankhya. So if it takes 12 breaths for me to reach that level of attention, then that's where I begin my counting. Okay. So usually they say 80 breaths 4 times a day. Okay. We don't need to do 80 breaths 4 times a day. We don't have that kind of time now. So can we do 40 breaths once a day, or maybe 24 breaths? We'll start with that. So Sankhya, we use our hand to count. So if I'm using my right hand, if I'm right-handed, so I use my right hand to regulate. I use my left hand to count. So I place my thumb at the base of my index finger. This is my first breath cycle. And then I move my thumb up, second breath cycle. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, the tip of the little finger. And then I slide down and down. 8, 9 here, the base of the ring finger, and 10 is the base of the middle finger. 11, I come to the middle segment of the middle finger, and 12, I end at the middle segment of the ring finger. Okay, so I keep my hand on my lap and I do this counting circularly. It reminds you of the Kundalini, right? The coil. So as I move my attention, I also can count. And if you are teaching somebody to count like this, as a teacher, you can also observe if the student is attentive or not. The mind has wandered, then your fingers are fumbling. Yeah. So maybe we can start with doing this counting today. And we're going to simply work with extending the exhalation and keeping the inhalation very natural, very, very passive, effortless. Okay? And I want us to bring the bhavana of tapaswadhyaya ishvara pranidhana into this practice. Okay? We have about 8 minutes, so we can do 12 breaths comfortably. Okay? Exhalation is tapas. I'm purifying my system. Inhalation is awareness. I'm being very attentive. So swadhyaya. I exhale. And at the end of exhalation, try to hold your breath without much effort. Just suspend your breath as long as you can. And that is the time to completely surrender in Ishvara Pranidhana, offering to the world for health, for healing, for peace, for strength, and great clarity and harmony in the world. May this practice evoke compassion and understanding among all living beings, particularly human beings, because that's what we need right now. Just make sure your posture is erect. Drop your shoulders back, bring your chin down. Bring your thumb to the base of the index finger. Exhale completely. At the end of the exhalation, pause, and then allow the inhalation to happen. So I'm going to allow you to stay with your own rhythm. You don't have to count the breath. Just stay with the bhavana of purification, of surrender, and of deepening our awareness through the exhalation, pause, and the inhalation. And also pause briefly after the inhalation. Okay, so I'm going to conclude now. Just to recap, what we can through this week is to really work with extending our exhalation. So we need to take care of the food that we're eating, eat in moderation, eat mindfully, and also make sure that there is enough time between your food, your meal, and your practice. So find a time during the day where you are relaxed, comfortable, not distracted. You have completed all your work, or you start the day with the practice, so that the external and the internal conditions are taken care of. Make sure you do a short asana practice at least to prepare your body for sitting. And you don't have to sit for too long. Maybe you do about 12 to 24 breaths for this week to begin with, once or twice a day. If you have the luxury of more time, do it more number of times. Yeah. And just pay attention to the quality of your breath, observing your breath to start with, and then extending the exhalation, keeping the inhalation very passive, relaxed, effortless, and bringing the bhavana of tapaswadhyaya ishvara pranidhana into the breathing. Exhalation is tapas, hold after in a very relaxed way, surrendering the outcome, all our intentions to the larger world. And inhale, deepen your awareness. And hold the thread of awareness throughout the day as far as possible. So, all the best with your practice. You don't need the recording. You don't need to listen to the recording again. All that you need to do is spend time with yourself and your practice and enjoy your time with your family. Stay safe, stay happy and relaxed. I'm going to finish with a prayer. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you once again for being part of this practice. Thank you. Bye.